Potential of video is huge, and as we continue to see growth in the way that consumers access broadcast and TV content online, the potential for video within that media landscape is going to be ever increasing. You can see that consumers are shifting the way they access content. Just the increased number of broadcast channels online and the proliferation of broadcast content online shows that the consumer appetite for getting access to that content via the web is growing and growing rapidly. Advertising follows eyeballs, and so video is set to play an ever-increasing role within the advertising and marketing mix as consumers increasingly shift the way they access content from linear broadcast TV to TV and video content on the web.
Essentially, this is about screen advertising, and our behaviour as consumers is to watch hours of television every day, spend hours online, and a less amount of time perhaps on our smartphones. But it's the combination of television and online which we believe is the golden one. If you get your television right and online video right to extend the campaign and get more detail into the consumer's mind about the goods that are being promoted, that's where you win.
Video is the most powerful advertising medium for brands to tell stories. And when we think about video, we need to think about not only online, but also IPTV and mobile and tablets. So we believe that the potential for growth in terms of how much it's going to represent in terms of media plans is just going to grow in the future.
Now the consumer is getting more used to seeing proper production, effectively seeing TV production in a video format wherever they happen to be watching it. So the consumer is definitely pulling this market forward.
I think we're very much in the sort of the third or fourth phase of the web now, and video is definitely the key driver of that. I think when people go online now, they're expecting more than just sort of text or pretty pictures. It's kind of that 1 minute hit, or actually just being able to, I suppose, give themselves over to the content. And we're certainly, as an agency, seeing huge demand from our clients around video, producing both exclusively for online, but also sort of reskinning stuff that we've done for TV.
Over the last few years, we've seen the rise of video online, and that's starting to take share of ad revenue from the traditional TV marketplace. So as people start to use video online services, whether it be catch-up TV or short-form things like YouTube, the prevalence of video really has grown.
We see habits changing very much. Right now we're seeing consumers really interacting with video content in a way that is very different from the past, and they really want to have control over how they consume that content, where they want to access that content, and when they want to see it. And they're very much active consumers that are going to be very hard to reach through traditional TV advertising, which is really based on a much more passive consumption framework. At Vindico, we're already working with 6 out of the top 10 TV advertisers and with over 200 brands. So we're definitely seeing how brands and agencies are seeing the relevance of video, and we expect that agencies or clients are going to be seeing that in the UK as well.
Online video is like the poster child for brand building online. And within the departments of a media agency, you have the TV buyers and you have the digital buyers. And video was very much that first crossover product. So actually it's been dealt with by TV buyers because they're sprinkling some VOD on top of their television. But more recently, it's gone back into digital as well, where the people who've been buying the banners and the skies and the search are actually thinking, no, video is going to give me great reach and is also going to have a great brand effect over the top of my brief. So it's bought on both sides of the media agency.
The important thing for the markets is that the executions are simple, that it dovetails with all the other technologies that we're using, and that it isn't an obstacle to growth or to getting brand messages across. For us, as an advertising technology business, clearly the technology is at the heart of what we do, and we've seen massive leaps forward in terms of obviously the capacity and the speed at which we can do things, but also in the way that we can present. And there's a lot of very smart technology going on in the background, not just around the production and the quality and the streaming of video, but also around the targeting, around the making sure that we can help get the right messages to the right people in the right way.
Traditional ad servers aren't brilliant at delivering video content. They're not particularly efficient at delivering that content, so we're seeing increasingly the need for bespoke video ad serving technology to develop. What that needs to be is easy to use from an agency's point of view for campaign setup. It needs to work from a technology point of view in terms of efficiently delivering video to consumers, and also you need to be able to get meaningful data out the back end. If you can integrate that technology with other things that are being ad served at the moment, whether it's being a traditional ad server or potentially technology we're using in mobile, then all the better.
The Vindico platform is already making this possible for brands, and we're already working with many agencies, helping them deliver video across multiple publishers in a way that it's easy for them and it's cost effective. And really, we believe that without the right technology, it will just not be possible to get all the full benefits of video.
Consumer attitudes to online video are changing, I guess, driven by two things. The first is that they're watching it in all sorts of different devices. So they're watching it on smart TVs, they're watching it through set-top boxes, they're watching it when they get a Blu-ray player and they can access online video that way. Of course, they're also watching it on PCs and they're watching it on mobiles. So the way that they consume it is radically changing, and that in turn is changing how they approach online video. And one of the effects of that is that we can see now that whereas online video viewing used to dive off during prime time when people would switch over from watching TV on a computer to watching TV on a TV, now those viewing patterns are starting to mirror broadcast, and primetime TV is staying in the online space.
Well, the wonderful thing about creativity is, there never is a ceiling upon it. And I think the most exciting thing for online video at the moment is that we're very much at the beginning of it. We're probably still too much relying on how do we layer across kind of a more traditional method, be that business model, actually the way that people are interacting with video. And no one has yet cracked what the real answer to it is going to be. And that, for me, is where the real excitement and the thing that kind of keeps me going with it lies. I absolutely can't wait to see what online video is like in a couple of years' time, because it will be different.
We are inexorably moving away from a broadcast model. And the days when you shot a single high-budget TV commercial and you used it to death to address everybody are gradually dying. And that's only going to be accelerated by online, where right now in the banner ad marketplace we're seeing increasing uses of dynamic and personalization. And we're going to start seeing those sorts of technologies and creative approaches enter into the video space. And when they do, that's really going to change how we think about creative in video.
We believe at Vindico that having the right video platform can really help brands identify different consumer groups and show different creative to those consumer groups, and even more, show different creative to those consumers based on how they've interacted with a brand before. This obviously will give brands a whole new dimension as to how they communicate with the customers, and will give them better returns and will make the media investment more valuable for them.